What's up, everybody? This is Edward back with another video. Today we're gonna do that stream that I promised you, doing the post show. So I'm letting y'all know right now. I'm gonna see how long it goes. I'm gonna try to do a little bit of experimentation here, um, in order to get it going. So anyway, anybody wants to hop on, you can hop on. But yeah, let's get this show on the road.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what's up, Sam? I
All
am.
right, we live. We are live in the building.
All right, let me get this.
How's everybody?
Let's get this stuff worked. And anyway, man, I got to tell you,
How you doing? Good, good.
Good. How about you?
I'm all right. Just so you guys know, I'm in England right now, so I'm a little ahead of you guys. I took a nap just so I could take a part of this.
all right, yeah, and I'm gonna be real analytical. I'm not even trying to talk a whole bunch of shit. I'm really gonna be analytical about this, and it's gonna be good. So obviously, PayPal. My PayPal is paypal.me at Allen 100K. Obviously hit the Cash App. Get that shit set up. So let's get this show on the road. And if you want to join, you can definitely join.
I'm a little ahead of you guys. Yeah, just so I could take a part. So somebody's mic is like crackling. Who's that? Yeah, just so I can take a part. Somebody's mic is like crackling. Who's that?
They had a thing where it didn't show up first. There's always technical difficulties, right?
Ramil.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Ramil. My channel about black male empowerment, through financial knowledge.
We have this notion.
Now keep in mind, I had to go. And so I'm out here getting some fucking fried chicken at the time. So I'm sitting there listening to this as this was going on. Yeah, you got a lot. You gotta I want you to understand, even though it's an obvious, you do got a lot of brothers that really do believe that it's a myth that black women have an attitude, and I'm not gonna play the some but not all bullshit because I'm getting tired of that shit. That's a like a method of controlling thought. The reality of the situation is they know what the fuck their reputation is, and just denying it is not gonna stop people from believing it. And at the end of the day, black women buy into that. You're going to see a lot of these contradictions. Obviously, I have my notes. See what y'all doing. Okay, ain't nobody up here. Shout out to all y'all. Where are we at? Where are we at? Yeah. So can y'all let me press one if y'all can hear it? Yeah, it looks like so far so good. Also, if y'all see any other streams going on, definitely let me know about those. I don't know why does it act like I can't see what's in the fucking chat. Give me one moment. Actually, I know what I'm about to do. Had this shit play on my phone. I'm trying to charge my shit up. So we got 23 watching. All right, so I see it now. All right, I got the chat. I can see my shit from the iPad, so I'll make sure shit go. All right, so let's go.
And I would say that I kind of agree with it too, to a certain extent, that Black women do have an attitude problem. Maybe not as a whole, but this is a difference. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference whenever you're dealing with different types of women, and to a certain degree, it can be a little off-putting. So, curated, do you agree or disagree?
I agree. It's like they've been listening to too much Future. Like, okay. Future was just directly for the dudes, but then like girls start getting on Future, and they be like, "Hey, yo, they on that Dirty Sprite life."
Dirty Sprite life, like in what? Like, can you give me an example? Let's say
when you say Black women have attitudes, like, give me an example.
That first bullshit. Give me an example. Like, are you fucking kidding me? This is like saying that if I were to say, Black men like fucking fat bitches, give me an example. I don't need, like, are you serious? That's how I know when I see Cynthia G on my damn shit. That's how I know my shit is fucking up. Do not recommend that channel. One thing I want to do real quick before we really get started is I want to give my responses to some of these comments so far. And if you've seen this, I might do a video on this Gayle King shit if I could stomach this bullshit. All right, before we get into that, appreciate all y'all new folks that's in this new to this channel. I appreciate that. I've seen my stuff really pop up. Yeah, we about to get into it. Oh yeah, that Dave Chappelle shit was fire, man. All right, so it's 146 comments. So I'm gonna go through some all right, yeah, so we ain't gonna do that. All right, I'm just trying to get my bearings straight. Somebody want to join. All right, so let's go.
Like when you approach them to get their number, or like
it's like that's one way. It's hard to kind of communicate with y'all. Like, hey, if a dude come up to you, y'all be like, "Oh, this nigga thirsty." That's automatically like, "Oh, look, this thirsty ass nigga." Like, "Hey, I'm trying to be over here with my homegirls and stuff like that." And the dude could genuinely be like, "Hey, a good dude that just want to get to know you." And then it's just kind of like, "Oh yeah," it's like y'all.
All right, so here's where she fucked up. When Black men say Black women have attitudes, we're not fucking just talking about, we're talking about family members. We're talking about in every area of activity we deal with them. We're not just talking about when we come up to you and try to date you. The problem is what I have with Brandy with that commentary is Brandy, look, you're not an ugly chick. Some people would say you're attractive, but the reality is everybody ain't trying to fuck you. Okay? Stop having this posture that like the box is just the magical thing that you all only select people to have it. Understand something? I can go overseas and get that shit for like $40. And when I say get that shit, I'm talking about from females that are part-time, that are not even full-time hoes, that they got body counts less than what most Black women have in the United States at this point. So this idea that everybody, like, just the way that got framed kind of got on my, like, I didn't even like how she framed that, to be honest with you. Not that she said anything wrong, but I'm telling you now, because this is going to establish a posture. And look, shout out to Curated, but he kind of went along with that. I would immediately say, okay, so first of all, I'm not just talking about when I walk up to you. And she's gonna always hold the conversation there, because you know, black men are not desperate to date black women. Black men are not desperate to date women. And this is why a lot of black men like rejected MGTOW. Black men never said that the answer to not deal with women. Black men always stated that the answer was to not deal with black women. And most black men in the manosphere don't even date. They don't even exclusively not date black women. That's only a certain segment. So anyway,
y'all trying to be the king of curving niggas and shit like that.
Well, I mean, it's all about how you approach the woman. If you're like coming at her like on yeah, like if you're like super rough, you know what I mean? Of course, it's gonna have an attitude.
Yeah, you have to be respectful.
Okay, so one thing you have to understand about sisters, a lot of them, is they like to lie and tell the truth at the same time, or talking half truths. The truth is, yes, I can tell you, I have seen men not come correct. When I say come correctly, I'm talking about, you know, I've seen, you know, chicks will be eating and a dude will walk up to them on some weird, awkward shit. And the woman didn't even get an attitude. She just said, "Can I finish my phone?" Dude's like, "Fuck you, bitch." I've seen that. But at the same time, that's not what we're talking about. Nobody is saying that a woman has to, you know, it's a woman's job to protect a man's ego all the time. But what I'm talking about, and Angry Man has even spoke to this, when it comes to getting fast food from a bitch, and then she just got an attitude. What about the register? Well, you see her act like she got some sense with a white man, and then she has an attitude with you. Like, let's fucking take sexuality, trying to holler at you off the fucking table. Because at the end of the day, y'all don't act like that with other groups of men in the same way y'all do with us. And we're not talking about hollering at you. We have observed how you all interact with other men that you all are not sexually attracted to. And you can tell the respect level of a woman to a group of men by how she treats men she's not sexually attracted to. And in that particular group. And we all can tell you, black women do not show attitude towards white men. Black women only feel comfortable showing that attitude towards black men. Like, really. And you're going to see this displayed in this video.
So how many dudes do y'all curve on a daily? How many dudes do y'all curve on a daily?
Okay, so aside from the
shout out to Roastmaster, shout out to Dog Geek Dog, shout out to Booker Rhymes. You know, I appreciate y'all.
Does that mean I'm curving them? I mean, I can let someone down easily without having an attitude, but you can't be your feelings if you get rejected.
What you mean? So if somebody,
again, you know, they want to now make it like the attitude is just rejection. I mean, I don't think she's a single mother. I don't think she is. She might be though, but I don't think she is. So that's not what we're talking about here. We're not talking about rejection. And see, this is why the guys should have fucking skewed it away from that. They should have skewed it to general day-to-day interactions, because now it makes it seem like the dudes are being needy and not addressing the actual attitude. You see, you got to understand, women will throw shit out and see if you'll bite on it, and you got to redirect that shit.
He's like, okay, so if a guy slides into your DM, he's like, hey, you gonna make the conversation short. You're gonna be like, oh, hey, like, how's it going? Boom, 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 let's end it. You're not gonna like prolong the conversation or get to know him or try to figure out what he wants to know about you. Right or wrong?
But if I shut somebody down in a nice way, or if I shut them down in a short way, does that mean I have an attitude though? Are you assuming
you're not being approachable though?
You see the trap. Do you all see this trap? Like, you see what I'm saying? And see, this is the thing. Even though I go hard, you know, there's still a method to my madness, even though I push the ball. I don't just push the ball. So, I mean, Curated kind of fell for this, and he's allowing them to lead the conversation. And this is a big reason why I had to come in there the way I had to come in there, because I had to disrupt all that shit. I really did. I didn't get the time to settle the fuck down. But yeah, man.
You're being aggressive.
It's not being aggressive. Hey, I want to get to know you, and I'm like, oh, thank you, I appreciate it, but I'm just not, I'm not interested or no.
What's up, Jesse? What is up?
What's going on, Edward?
Shout out to the Light Skin Coalition.
The Light Skin Brigade.
Yeah, I think I got a couple. I got enough people now. I got you, Master Teacher, AM1, Xanatos Clutch. Remember, I said 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I got 2 more. I ain't thinking about. Maybe I'll put Jessica X in there just for one chick, just to trigger the chicks. I know that trigger a lot of motherfuckers in the manosphere. But anyway,
man, I was about to say, hey man, look, shout out to you and Ramil, man. Y'all held it down, bro. I actually did watch most of this show. Y'all held it down, man. Y'all really two them chicks a new asshole, man. Y'all represented for the brothers. It's interesting, man. I think Master Teacher, I like his channel, as far as the traveling and the investments and stuff like that. I think he's probably kind of has to adjust as far as moderating. He's really free form with his moderating style. He just kind of let the women just go off, and everybody just talking over each other. But all in all, man, it was a good show. It was a good show.
I mean, it's going to be a couple of shows. Somebody that's moderated, that shit ain't as easy as it looks. And so and I kind of, you almost got a plan for it. So, and you have YouTubers, they're a lot more established than me, such as Solo, such as Clutch. And I think, when it comes to Solo, I would have like, this is how I would like to see it. Master Teacher is going to have his slot, and he can always come down in order to bring up either another person if he needs to, but he's going to have that slot. Then you have, then Ramil was kind of like one of the main guests, which is cool as far as dudes. Then you have Solo, because I get the respect. I get that. And plus he knows my message. By the way, he knows Ramil. So then you had them, and they would have been the consistent ones. Maybe Ramil popping off every once in a while, but he'd be consistent. And then you have the 3 ladies. And then it's kind of like, okay, now it's kind of like, okay, maybe one of them have to pop off, Ramil, but they all are there for the most part. Another thing too is I don't think we knew how long they were going to be there. So, and then I could have came in later, but and so it is what it is. But I'm breaking this stuff down. Like the problem with this conversation right now is, the women are leading it, and it's not that they forced their way into it; they finessed it, which that's what women are supposed to do, and kind of curated fell for that, and like I said before, she wants to frame it from the perspective of a man is trying to walk up to her and approach and break the ice. That's a very high risk move, no matter what. Now, do black women have to fucking pop off and have an attitude? No, they don't. But the thing is, black men are just not going to approach black women if they think it's going to be a lot of pain involved, and that's up to them to do that. But he is following that path versus the attitude is just not in the sexual marketplace. It's everywhere. You can be going to a fucking drive-through and have an attitude. Now,
listen, I think you mentioned this. I mean, they have a reputation for having an attitude. Of course, every single black woman doesn't have it, but the vast majority, because I used to be in sales, man, like yourself, and even in talking with colleagues of different races, they have their own personal experiences, right? Even women of other ethnic groups or cultures and stuff like that will say they've experienced the same thing, particularly with American black women. So they can deny it all they want, but it is what it is. They have that image, and they're known as having an attitude from pretty much everywhere around the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the thing that annoys me, and this is where I wanted to aim the conversation at, as I said, here's the thing: it's just like talking to an alcoholic that have a problem. As a collective group, if you all are all being penalized low key for this issue. Just like how black men have a reputation for having, a very, a sexual prowess, and black men as a collective, or at least dark skinned men, but light skinned men too, to a certain extent, benefit from that, that image, even though we didn't create that image. Black women are penalized from the attitude because it speaks to dark skinned masculinity. and you're looking at 3 dark-skinned women, and you look at how it happens. Now, to be fair, you know, Jay was the one wilding out before, and it's damn sure not a good look when Jessica X comes in here.
I'm glad she that wasn't on this panel. God damn, that chick is annoying, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
the mulatto chick or whatever. Oh my god. I mean, I understand Master Teacher is pretty much doing this, you know, for ratings and, you know, views, and it's basically entertainment, right? It's a good conversation.
It's a couple of things. Number one, if he's relationship building, as far as, you know, if these women pop, they can give him access to like other customer base, and his customer base is a little bit, well, not customer. Yeah, that's number one. And I think his channel lends itself where women will feel comfortable coming on here because he is an approachable person. I don't think he doesn't strike as like, oh, this is about to be some shit where I'm not gonna be able to get my way. And so that helps. That helps kind of where he's trying to change. That's the first thing. Second thing is he is trying to show dudes this is what you deal with in America, and this is why you go. Why you go overseas. This is why I left. Yeah, so this is out of his word. Yeah, and you're hearing it out of their own words. So and also, so yeah, he has a method to the madness. So let's continue on. I kind of got this thing on low ratings because they don't even see their faces. Shit. Let's see. Anybody else want to hop on? Okay.
Yo, Edward, and you before you play it again, man, you had me dying on the damn on the live stream when you said you'd rather be an incel than fuck with a fat bitch.
So, but you're not giving him a time.
Hold on, man. This thing has like a delayed effect.
He could be contacting you. Like, I'm a photographer, so like me sliding into people DMs, this and that, or like me like having to DM people.
My bad.
Like
this thing
that's
is
how I
like
have to
freezing
communicate
on
with
me.
some of the girls. And like I kind of draw a line.
All right, I'll have to redo this. But yeah, I know I wasn't playing when I said that. I stand by that shit. Like all this the way think about. I mean, you gotta think about it. Pre 2010, you know. I mean, what we gonna do? You gonna get a magazine, you know, X magazine. You know the magazines, Chicks with Asses, all that. Nowadays, you got that on your phone, you got that on your computer, whatever, 4K, all these websites. You know, I'm not gonna go through them. The motherfuckers be, oh, you be on them. That's how I know. But you know what I'm saying? All this shit, you know, fuck OnlyFans, Reddit. Why the fuck would you put your dick through that fucking some fat? Now, it's a difference between getting now. To be fair, I don't get head from fat bitches either, but I separate that. I think if a dude does that, because some of these chicks, that's a little bit different. You know, and that's what dudes used to do. Dudes used to be like, yeah, man, I get head. But see, now these dudes are outright like living with these chicks, and then like you know, you see the skinny chick, and then you see like I don't understand that.
I mean, we wouldn't have this many fat black women if it wasn't for black men. Let's just keep it real, man.
Yeah, that is, and you don't see me making excuses for that. Even though I don't do it, I'm not gonna act like the collective does not do it.
I mean, I seen so many brothers in groups just like I seen brothers getting mad because sister lost weight. Like, oh, I like you better when you was 200 pounds and all this old bullshit. So it's a lot of pathologies in the community.
And I don't sit here and try to act like, you know, black men don't do, you know, I very much, I put all cards on the table. Yeah, Cortez says now niggas are marrying black women, marrying fat women. It's retarded. And then it's like, okay, then you wonder why they do what they do.
That was the funniest shit I heard in like the last month, though, man. That man said I'd rather be an incel than fuck with a fat bitch.
Yeah, I would not. I mean, because here's the thing.
That's some real shit, though.
And people you don't gotta be like a card carrying incel. But the reality is, dude, I will put my Xbox together, have my setup for. I mean, but then again, you don't gotta be a trick. Incel with an option to trick. I mean, go on, go DR or go whatever sexual tourism. I mean, so why would you sit there? Is it really that bad that you want to be desired that much that you are willing to take desirability from a fat bitch? Is that what you? And I'm talking about obese. You know, there's we know we talk about Lizzo style. We know what we talking about.
Right. You know, Lizzo, Monique. You know what I mean?
That's insane. That is insane. So let's play this shit. Let's see. I had this on 1.25. That's a secret to listening to a lot of streams. You know, you put this shit on BDS is on Jada Black is on 2. O'Shea is on 1.75. Most everybody I listen to is on 1.75 now. So it almost cuts the video in half.
Yeah, it's hard to get through them without it, especially those long ones,
Yeah, I even tell people that when it comes to information, like if you need to like go to YouTube to see how to do something, put that shit on too, because it's a lot of like dead space they don't cut out. Anyway, let's go with this. He fucked up because now he validated what she was talking about. I'd say you should have acknowledged that and said no. A woman has every right to not want to engage in a conversation. That's part of the risk. It is on a man to be able to handle that. That's true for sales. It's called qualification. You're not qualified because you don't want to have a conversation. Let me tell you something how I do some of my business stuff. So there's 7 steps. This is how I do sales. 7 steps. Step 1 is to contact people. That's a real issue. How you contact people, phone calls, knocking on doors, buying leads, whatever. In social media, whatever. Step 2 is to communicate. Are they willing to communicate? Are they willing to have a conversation? They either are or they aren't. If they aren't, they aren't. If they are, you move on. Step 3 is to communicate also and build rapport. Step 3 is to qualify. So are they qualified based on the communication you have for whatever product or services you may want to offer, regardless of what it is. If they are, step 3 or step 4 is to invite them to some information. When I say information, that could be a presentation, that could be you doing a demonstration, if you're doing a vacuum shit, Cutco, whatever. Step 5, present, which is send them to a video, do the presentation yourself, do the demonstration yourself. Step 6, follow up, or if you're in person, it's closed. But step 6 is follow up. What did they think? Whatever. Step 7, answer questions. And you're answering questions up to close. They have to go through that sequential sequence. It's the same thing when talking to women. Contact them. Social media, walk approach, whatever. Communicate. Are they willing to communicate? This is what she's talking about, Nicole. Now, when we're getting into a black woman has every right, like any woman, to not want to engage in a conversation with you. That is their right. A man shouldn't have a problem with that. Whether they say they have a boyfriend or whatever. The issue where black women have is not what she was talking about. What she was talking, that's not the issue. And see, what he fucked up is he basically said that's what the issue is, which makes him look weak, which makes her look like she's in the right. Now, for him, I don't personally believe that he has a problem with that. But see, he kind of messed up. Now, he gave an example that kind of saved him from that a little bit, because he was talking about how in his business, when he reaches out to women for photography, they make assumptions about why he's there. He's correcting that. But see, technically, women are supposed to have emails for business inquiries anyway. Most of these hoes do. So they have emails just to validate that. And also, you're supposed to announce yourself saying, hey, my name is this. I'm a photographer. This is why I'm here. So then I would ask, are you really doing that? Are you just saying, hey, what up? And then you say you're a photographer. No, you're supposed to let them know. Like if I call somebody and say, hello, is Jesse there? Yeah. All right. Hey, Jesse. Hi, my name is Alan Anderson. I'm reaching out to you because you put some information into some of my websites about how to do this service or product. Do you have a couple of minutes so you can talk? You can say yes or no. Great. And then I say, I only have a few minutes and then go on what I'm doing. He doesn't announce that. I can tell by what he said that. So I'm letting people know there's shit behind what the fuck I'm saying. I'm not just talking out my ass, if that makes any sense. You got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, man. I know you coming from a sales background. There's me coming from sales background as well. There is a similarity in, dealing with women and dealing with sales, or really dealing with people in general, right? And so I can recognize when you're on these panels, using a lot of these sales techniques and stuff to get your point across and to deal with these.
Yeah. Well, it's
I'm like, okay, man.
there is sequential ways of doing this. It's not just somebody just sitting here talking out, because a lot of these dudes be talking out their ass and they're just like me. There's a purpose to what I do. And it's not, and it really is to have a good dialogue. I'm not necessarily here to try to prove I'm smarter than anybody. I'm here so that people can get some points and get these points hammered out. So anyway, let's go.
I'd be like Edward about to put her in a logic box. About to put her in a trap real quick. But can they hear the video? Because I can't hear it in the studio.
Oh shit! Yeah,
can they hear it from the from the YouTube?
They probably can't. They probably can't because hold on, because I didn't click the share box. So thanks for that. My bad. I'm sitting there talking shit. Y'all can't even hear it. Yeah, you can learn those skills in network marketing. You definitely can. And if you get like the key to network marketing is not the company you join, but the team, the group you join. You get a good group, be straight. Man, okay, so let's go. Yeah, this man, and I got an Ethernet cord. That's what's pissing me off about this. Okay.
Hey, I want to get to know you, and I'm like, oh, it's my appreciate it, but I'm just not, I'm not interested. Or no, say, hey, man, because I said I'm not interested.
So, but you're not giving him a time. You're not even giving him a time today to explain why he's contacting you. He could be contacting you. Like, I'm a photographer, so like me sliding into people DMs, this and that, or like me like having to DM people and stuff like that. That's how I have to communicate with some of the girls. And like I kind of draw a line towards like, yo, I don't want it to seem like I'm creeping or trying to slide in or anything like that. All I'm trying to do is just, hey, I need you for a particular shoot because you have a particular look and so forth like that. But then it's like it comes off to where it's like, oh, like they'll shut it down before like you even get a chance to explain what's going on.
I mean, if you come to someone with stating your intentions and that is business related, then that's different. But if you're trying to use your talent to also holler at the chick, then of course it's going to come off a little, suspect.
So wait, you're saying that when you slide into white girls' DMs?
No,
right?
I said no, not white girls.
Did he? Hold on.
Who DMs you slide into?
No, I have to DM
people.
I don't technically slide into DMs. Hold on. I have to DM them.
Why is she so triggered?
First of all, this is a chick that won't. She can say she date all dudes, and I do believe she fuck dudes. But real talk, I already know what it is. She probably gets an extra thrill because white boys validate. White boys are gonna validate her. She's one of these chicks where she needs white dick to validate her femininity. That's what she needs. She's one of them.
Facts.
And so, but she still probably deals with black dick, which white dudes do not like that. White dudes do not like black women like that.
It depends, Edward. It depends.
If they're urban,
you do have the
different. If they're John B. types, if they're John B. types, go ahead.
You do have the what do you call that? What a dude likes to watch and stuff like that. The cuckolds.
Yeah, but I'm talking about white dudes of value that ain't on that shit.
Man,
so she
listen, you'll be surprised, man. Some of these rich white dudes are into some weird stuff, man. It's just a cultural thing. If they're a white supremacist, they racist. Boom, they not gonna deal with no like that,
yeah, real talk. I've heard from some black dude point stars that like around the way that a lot of these white supremacists they don't do the cuckold shit, but they like interracial. They like to see it. Yeah, man, fuck that.
But that's the crazy part is Brandy, right? I told you what I told you, when she was on that first stream.
Don't get that fool.
I mean? So for her to be involved with having a white boyfriend, for her to be that triggered when and mentioning white girls, black men, that's when white women.
He didn't say nothing about that. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. He looked like an urban photographer. He looked like, and I'm not saying that from like he don't know what he's doing, but he don't even look like that's what he's doing. Like, what are you talking about? And see, here's the funny thing: all these dudes, like Ramil dates black women mainly, well, not, but mainly, and he like it's only these chicks that are talking about dating white men, but they sitting there worrying about that's what kills me about this conversation. And I know this is kind of flowing.
And the funniest part, Edward, is that The funniest part is they thinking about white women, but the Hispanic women, those Latina women, that's who they need to watch out
That's
for.
what I keep saying, and that's how you know.
Because the Hispanic women, they have the femininity and they have some of the same body types that black men love.
But they don't even get me started on that. Let's go.
Get to know you, and I'm like, oh,
press one if y'all can hear it.
I'm not interested or no. Because I said I'm not interested.
So, but you're not giving him a time. You're not even giving him a time today to explain why he's contacting you. He could be contacting you. Like, I'm a photographer, so like me sliding into people DMs, this and that, or like me like having to DM people and stuff like that. That's how I have to communicate with some of the girls. And like I kind of draw a line towards like, yo, I don't want it to seem like I'm creeping or trying to slide in or anything like that. All I'm trying to do is just, I need you for a particular shoot because you have a particular look and so forth like that. But then it's like it comes off to where it's like, oh, like they'll shut it down before like you even get a chance to explain what's going on.
I mean, if you come to someone with stating your intentions and that is business related, then that's different. But if you're trying to use your talent to also holler at the chick, then of course it's gonna come off a little, suspect.
So wait, you're saying that when you slide into white girls' DMs?
No, right? I said no, not white girls. No.
Well, who DMs you slide into?
No,
he just said it.
Technically, slide into DMs. I just said that, but it's like I have to DM them for photography reasons. So, like, say we might need, say, a store needs a girl for a photo shoot and so forth like that. Hey, do you know somebody that you can contact? Or hey, this girl might have that right look for this photo shoot and so forth like that. So
she finessing him too, by the way. He oh no, I'm like, first of all, I never said that, so I don't know where you got that from. Maybe it sounds like you're triggered. Second of all, like I said, I'm a photographer, so I contact people a variety of ways. See, he's marching, man. Terrence, you marching to her tune, god damn it. And it's not about being combative, but you're not. She's running his relationship. Come on. And that's why look, Ramil said he's staying his ass out of it.
You DM them, you like, hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on? Then they either leave it on red or they just pass it on. They be like, hey, yo, like, hey, I'm not even gonna bother with that.
What do you think? If you make 80K and up and it's not like that, you shouldn't be approaching these types. Their beauty is that breathtaking enough.
What do y'all think about that?
Why does money have to be associated with my beauty? Are you saying that I'm not pretty enough to date somebody who makes 80K? Because I'm more than that.
Yeah. So that still is true. That still is true. Like, oh man, hold on. This gotta pause. Pause this shit. God damn it.
Like, oh, if I make a certain amount of money, I can date her because she's pretty enough for.
Yes, and he also said if you're
can y'all hear me?
Yeah, go.
God, this thing's taking too long to fucking freeze.
Okay, break it down, Ramil.
I'm getting so fucking tired of that shit. Anyway, what do you think about that statement?
Well,
and hold on. When I say the statement of she says she doesn't agree that if she makes $80,000, if you make $80,000, that she doesn't feel like she should be disqualified because she thinks she says she looks better. She makes more than that, so that shouldn't matter.
It's the same old argument, man. Like, what's the chick named Sherry Shepherd that was complaining about the same shit? How she made, I think she's a millionaire and she wasn't able to get no good dudes. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to realize that men and women judge differently based on, like we judge dating marketplace value differently, right? Men are most likely going to look at, beauty, youth, fertility, submissiveness, and all of those supportive skills like cooking and stuff like that, right? And women are going to look at money, ability to provide, protect, and stuff like that. Women always disagree with shit don't work in their favor at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's true.
All it is.
That's absolutely true. And another thing I want to throw in there too on this is, first of all, I'm not trying to be mean, but I will say this: your money has nothing to do with your market value as far as your price. As far as if a dude makes this type of money, and he said, because another thing he said was, and you're a solid cat. So he means you have your other ducks in a row for money. You ain't fat. So basically, solid cat means you ain't fat. You ain't, you clean up a little bit. you ain't got no like walking huge negatives. Let's assume solid cat means you're at least like 5'8" or taller. Let's say that too. So at the end of the day, if you're an $80,000 dude, you may make more money. But here's the problem. A dude, like a woman that makes, let's say she makes 250,000. That has nothing to do with a dude making a dude's dick hard. It doesn't. A woman may get away because she's associating status and power, with that same dude. So on top of looks. But when men don't operate, this is why like younger women can date older guys, but you don't really see, and I bring that up too. You don't see older men dating older guys. This is why older guys can date younger women. And this is why you don't really see older women dating younger men. It's a different dynamic. So she wants to see, she basically did exactly what you said. If it's not in her favor, she just tries to brush the shit off. But I'm like,
I mean, the only time you really see that is like in Africa, the Caribbean, or something like that, right? When I was in Ghana, I'm not gonna lie, I did see a couple U.S. sisters with some young men, but it's, you know what it is though. He trying to make it come up, trying to get that
but
green card.
that's the still dynamic. It's usually something that they want. So and she would fit that bill as she's got the money. So obviously, if a dude, there's an obvious come up, and see, it's funny because women will say that same thing about a dude, but dudes understand that. It doesn't matter if a woman is dealing with a man, there is some come up. Either there is a sexual attraction there, or there is a money come up, or is there a combination of both? Dudes already know that because that's the power dynamic between men and women anyway. But when you reverse that, women are expecting different things of dudes, and if dudes are looking for a come up, then that messes with that. So at the end of the day, what she was saying, like she's that type of chick that'll be on that frustrated documentary mad. Because she says, I make X amount of this and make X amount of this. Oh, well, it's because I'm dark. No, it's not.
She gonna be in the millennial version of that NBC special. Why black women can't get married?
Why these millennials then said fuck it? And
but look, the thing about it is, like, in terms of money, right? It's only so much that it would interest a man when you don't have the right attributes as a woman. So if you're not, now if you like a man, we'll take, like, okay, you make the same amount as me or a little bit less, and you have these qualities that I'm looking for: submissiveness, femininity, and all this type of stuff. But if you just come in with, let's say, 20,000 more, 30,000 more, and you're not feminine or submissive,
well, let me give an example.
It's not that big of a.
So let's give an example based on how she looks. If her personality, she's not an ugly chick, but if her personality is trash, and the thing about it is, she strikes me as somebody where she might be cool, but when she want to put the foot down, she don't know how to fall the fuck back. Like, she may be cool. Right. This is probably somebody I could do business with, because it's like, at the end of the day, I can just put her over there when she's doing some shit I don't like, and I'm not dealing with her like that. But if you're in a relationship with her, it's like, you got to know she's going to be a certain type of way. So the question is, are you really? Well, let me say this. If she's if she gets the dude that she wants, she'll probably act right. But again, these women don't get to dictate their market price. That's the issue. That's the B. Simone problem. They want to say what their price is, and they think because of how much money they make, that justifies that. And I don't know if she's from New York or whatever, but see, even if you make more than that, if you're in a high cost of living area, a lot of these dudes are making 80,000, like living in low cost of living areas, and that number shit don't mean nothing as far as wealth. Anyway, let's move forward.
And I don't know if you saw my comment.
What do y'all think about?
No, that? I didn't see it. Hold on one
Why
second.
does money have to be associated with my beauty? Are you saying that I'm not pretty enough to date somebody who makes 80K? Because I make more than that. So that means.
Yeah, that is what he's saying. But let me what was you gonna say? Was your comment?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw my comment, but I was basically saying the same thing. Like the women on this panel, man. Let's keep it real, right? In my opinion, most of the women on this panel are like average, or like Brandy is probably the most attractive one, but even Brandy's looks are like fading, right? The makeup on this particular video wasn't too hot, in my opinion. And so as far as making a high value man, somebody that makes 6+ figures, to marry them, like the chances of that are really just slim to none. I'm gonna just
Yeah, because they really
just
act
keep it
like
real, bro.
because the thing about it that kills me is they really act like six-figure niggas are like abundant. They really act like that. I'm like, only 3% of black men make over like $100,000. 3%. We're not even talking about height. We're not even talking about all that other shit. We're talking about 3%. And when you look at a lot of white collar fields, those are not necessarily populated by six-figure niggas because they got it's easier money they can get based on their height and physicality. So my point, and most black male wealth anyway is located in the blue collar fields anyway. So the type of motherfuckers you talking about don't even Kevin Samuels said that. Number one. Number two, even amongst white men, the median income for white men, the median is 50K. So half of them make more, half of them make less. And white men ain't checking for black women like that. So the reality is, and you got to remember, with all these other groups of men, you still have to compete for those women, and those women are throwing the box at it. So it's not about box access. And most of these white boys have demonstrated they'll be incels, but 90% of incels will be eliminated in the white community if they were willing to date black women. Even black women, they're like 6'7" and up. But a lot of
that's not gonna happen because they don't bring. Most of them don't bring the femininity and the submissiveness, right? If you take that out of the equation, you automatically disqualify for a high value
and to be honest about it too, even if they were to pretend for white men have this dynamic where they make fun of other white men, they really be committing to black women. Even weirdo white men like Veganator and shit like that. A lot of these dudes will run. Yeah, they don't have to go overseas because they do that here. And see, the thing about it is what black women don't want to tell the truth about is black women are more than happy to be Jason Poped minus the STDs by white dudes. But then they want to get mad when black men go overseas to change the environment, change the outcome. That is that sexual politicking game.
Facts.
And when black men understand that, you understand just to leave that where it lays. Honestly, black men shouldn't even be having traveling conversations with black women. I don't even know why black men even bring that shit up with them. It's irrelevant, But anyway, let's see what Ramil got to say.
Nothing. So what does money even have to be a factor with associated with
Nicole,
early, like, if I make a certain amount of money, I can date her because she's pretty enough for 80K. Like,
yes, I don't know what the fuck are you talking about.
Yeah, go ahead, break it down, Ramil.
Ramil goes in, he gets shut down.
I think Ramil has a lag.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Ramil says you be thinking Ramil is like a hood. Trying to get off. What's this internet shit?
I just want to add something to that statement, that person that wrote in. So now he's basing his money and what a woman looks like, but then y'all turn around and call women gold diggers. So
the problem with Nancy is Nancy's the type of chick that should judge all Ado's black men off of Ado's black men that's in prison. She has a bad habit of doing that. She likes to take certain groups and make it apply to every man when it's convenient. The reality of the situation is the reason why black men don't like men in general don't like women in double dip. Dudes are the only reason why you hear dudes talk about gold digging is because dudes are not about to spend money on a bitch where you got dudes that you fucking, for free. That's the only extent that dudes give a fuck about gold digging. And that's really it. And so when women talk about, we should search for gold digging, no, we should search for dudes with money. No, but at the same time, you all are not going to be having, a local Pookie and Ray Ray, you getting bunker busted on the side while you think I'm going to fund that shit. It's just like with Obsidian when he says we're not going to fund your single motherhood bullshit. It's the same concept. Black women purposely act like they don't understand that shit. So I'm telling you
that's facts. That's facts. And another thing is I hate when people act like because someone doesn't make six plus figures that a woman can't come and try to be a gold digger with them, right? At the end of the day, if a man makes more than a woman, she still could be a gold digger. If a chick make 20,000, all she has to do is get with a dude that made 40 to 60,000, and she could have an automatically better lifestyle by dealing with that guy.
Man, why you think these hoes
saying?
love dealing with D-boys? And D-boys ain't necessarily making six figures. Cause like this bullshit, like they talking about wealth. Like most of y'all ain't wealth digging. It don't take that much money. Y'all already started out like $5 in debt. So the fuck you talking about? Shit, even getting married is a form of gold digging because then you get her debt and all that alimony. Fuck out of here. Anyway, let's go. I hate how you're bragging like this.
So how does that work? So she doesn't look good enough. And if you make a certain amount, then she has to look this certain way. But then if she says, hey, I come with the price tag, then it's like, how dare you? But he just started summing it up.
She really thinks she's saying some shit.
Right.
That's what kills me. She really thinks she said some shit significant. It's like you talk out of two sides. First of all, different dudes are going to say different shit. Different groups of dudes are going to say different shit. Dudes are not making these in upfront. Like, it's just like a house. I'm not, if you tell me I got to buy a house cash, that's not how America works. I may put 20% down, but I'm not buying it cash. What you want is dudes to make these upfront. What they want is they want wallets that they have the option to fuck with when they want to fuck with, whereby they do what the fuck they want to do. Oh, and the thing about it is, remember, Nancy is not ADOS. Nancy is African. So she's used to the dowry and all that bullshit. And anyway, let's go.
Okay. So somebody make it make sense to me.
My man said the attitude problem is about how black women are way too in their masculine, especially towards black men, possibly because they were raised by a single black mother who told them men ain't shit.
Facts.
Exactly.
That's not true. That's not true.
And she'll counter this later on in the video by talking about how black women are sassy and that's how we are. Your mother was like that. So she validates this damn statement later on. Brandy.
Yep.
So it's not true. So we're just making this shit up. We're just making this shit up. Like, are you serious?
So we actually did a video, or I did a girl chat video with my girls. And we tapped into that. We tapped in into the
this fucking swirler voice. I hate that swirler sound.
why the rate of black women are so being unmarried are so high. And a lot of it in part has to deal with because a lot of black women want to date black men, right? But there's not enough black men who are stepping up. I mean, that's just
she loves this is such like a black white bitch argument. Like this is
that's our favorite talking point right now.
Yeah,
it's not enough black men with money.
It really is. And my thing is, so the answer to that is twofold. You need a lot of these Africans do got money. So if money's a big deal, they're black. So take your ass and get an African one of these engineers and shit like that. Get one of these. Like at the end of the day, nobody's stopping you from fucking who you want to fuck. Now, I'm not even gonna they're not even worthy of me engaging in the gynocracy debate at this point. I'm not gonna have that bullshit about how the boys fuck that. You don't have to, that's neither here nor there for what you're talking about now. So my thing is your girl chat, they need to, if they care about security, they need to deal with men that have the money and augment that with, if they find a black man, great. If they don't, augment it with Asians, interculturally, whatever the fuck you want to do. Otherwise, understand that there's not a lot of dudes like that, and you're going to have to name your fucking price. Now, as far as this idea of, let me do that part. What do you think about that? And then I'll move on to the next one.
It always comes down to the same thing, Edward. The men that they want, they don't fucking qualify for. That's the bottom line.
Exactly.
It's not that there's not enough black men that, make a certain amount of money. They can't get one because best believe those attractive, feminine, submissive African women, Asian women, white women, Hispanic women, and even some of these, black American women that are feminine and submissive. Best believe they're getting those high performing dudes.
And here's the difference. The difference is if you tell men can sit here and say, okay, if you want, look, like I'm short, so I could say, all right, I'm short, I need to have all my ducks in a row. But if I'm going to deal with a certain type of woman in a certain type of environment, let's say Miami, LA, something, I got to come with money. You know, I'm not saying that I can't trade on looks in certain situations, but you have to. It's not even about you shouldn't try, but you have to just say, okay, if you're looking for consistent results, then you need. I'm not saying the trick. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, because there's a difference between tricking, there's a difference between buying cars and shit like that. There's a difference between doing that and then, you know, having the confidence to come along with saying, okay, you're in the 1%, you're in this, you're in that. There's a difference. But the point is, dudes understand you're gonna have to pay because even if you get a chick, you gotta hold the chick. So you have to pay either with dick currency, meaning you gotta fuck her first to insert dick currency. So if you don't get to the point you fuck her, it don't matter how good you can, or you have to do it with money or a combination of both. So the point is, you know, dudes, you don't have to argue with dudes with that. Now, dudes, if they want to go overseas and do all
problem.
That, mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
The problem is they want affirmative action dating.
Yes, they want welfare dating. They want socialism dating. They want to be owed. They want to be owed. And see, but hold on one second. Here's another. Well, say that, and then I got this other point too with this.
They want a high quality, high performing guy, a high earning guy, without developing the attributes that high earning men want.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it comes down to.
And only sisters think that way to the extent that they do.
Now, if you look at other groups of women, they know the game. Like, okay, this dude wants a woman to shut up, be submissive, cook, clean, do whatever the hell I say, and they play the game. Whether they're naturally that way or whether they develop themselves to be that way to get what they want.
Now, the other part of stepping up is she says this thing about stepping up, which is interesting. Stepping up in regarding to making more money. Here's the reality of the situation. The problem that women have, black women in particular, is, and that black men have exploited, is at the end of the day, y'all really don't give a fuck about what if a dude. And I told Brandy this, and Brandy acknowledged it. If a dude looks good enough, you're gonna fuck him without the money. It doesn't matter. So, but that's a choice. That's an issue with you all. That's a standard that you all have stated. And even though men can get mad about it, this is where it fucks you up, because now you talk about men stepping up. Men don't have to step up. Like, if men step up in the gym and they step up and you want to fuck them and you fuck them anyway, that's on you. That's on y'all. So y'all don't get to then dictate to a dude how much money he needs to make. Here's another thing too. When you talk about him making more money, if a dude makes $50,000 and he's 6'2" and women want him, okay, and obviously you do because it's pre-qualification. Who the fuck are you to tell him what the fuck he needs to step up? Like, bitch, who the fuck? I ain't talking about Brandon in particular. I'm just saying, who the fuck do you think you owe the 6-figure fucking lifestyle? It is only 3% of black men that make 6 figures. It is only like, I think 10% of all Americans that like that. That's the top 10% that make 6 figures. And that shit is probably going down given the fucking COVID and loss of jobs. Like, only like the median income in the United States now is like $33,000 across the board with everybody. And also, if you want to really have that conversation, another reason why that shit happens is because women have been allowed to basically take the jobs that traditionally went to men. Now, fuck it, that is what it is. But this idea of, you're owed a dude and dudes need to step up, I would say straight up, I think, guess what? You know what? I can hit it from the back. I could be you got a group of women that are choosing to have dudes live with them on some gigolo shit. But you want to sit there and say dude need to step up? Get the fuck out of here. And at the end of the day, you got a lot of black females that they'll fuck a white dude just because he's white, regardless how much money he got or don't got. Serena didn't
bottom shelf bread.
Serena didn't expect that dude to step up to how much money she had. He's only like 10, 12 deep, and she's like 150 million. Let's get the fuck out of here. She dated dudes that had more money. So let's get the fuck out of here,
Thanks.
Man. You deal with what you can deal with. And Serena dealt with what she could deal with, and she got a millionaire. But at the end of the day, she also recognized she got a lot of fucking money. And you almost got to take it out of that. And see, this is the dumb shit. But anyway, let's go. She really thinks she be saying some significant shit when she say that shit. Shit is so fucking basic. Come on, man. Come on.
It's kind of weird, even having women that don't even really deal with black men like that, criticizing black
There's
men.
not enough black men
Exactly
who are willing to be that head of the household, and I mean that's just facts.
But y'all put so many boundaries up to where black men have to overcome all of those boundaries.
See, he is letting and she knows it. See, man, Brandy, this is why.
I know a lot of my black friends who are struggling.
Her bless. She say that like you know what kills me. I'm gonna jump back in this. She say that like a white chick that's trying to say she ain't racist. I swear she does. Hey, black friends, my girl. But anyway, the step up and be head of household, bitch. I don't want to be head of household. I just want to fuck. I got my own shit. I got my own house, my own stuff. I just want to fuck. I'm not trying to raise a family with you. The fuck are you talking about? And this is where Ramil starts to talk that pump and dump shit and they can't handle it. Like, what are you talking about? Like what are you talking about? Like, be a head of household. And by the way, how many of y'all chicks got white dudes that's willing to be head of household for y'all? Karen had to raise her dude up. So she had the bargain basement shop. She don't like to talk. The dude she had her first kid with didn't want to be head of household. He didn't want a kid. She said, fuck that. I'm going to have his baby. He said, all right. He said, I'll help you raise it, but I ain't fucking with you. So because I told you. And you basically did it anyway. So you know what? You kiss my motherfucking ass. And he's living his life because that's the life he wanted to live. So, oh, God. Let me see. I hate how this is like cutting out.
You have to understand that some of these women don't deserve to have a husband.
You're talking about head of household.
Real,
she the way she makes it seem like
to have a damn head of
automatic.
Household. Some of these bros,
it did that.
Pump it up. That's what it is. I mean, I don't necessarily.
I can see how she when she's saying this shit, she knows she full of shit when she said. You can see how she bobbing and weaving, but the dude is not like. It's not even about being loud. It's about addressing that shit and redirecting it. Go ahead, man.
Man, I'm gonna pray for these women, man.
Pray for these dudes.
I'm gonna pray for them because this like the man.
Brandy is type of chick that she like to try a lot of shit, but once she realizes she can't do it, she'll probably stop. She the type of person she like shit test, but she don't even shit test right.
Even know what they up against in terms of white women, Latino women, and African women.
Brandy does. The rest of them, Brandy does. Brandy fronting a little bit, and see the thing is,
like the competition with these other women, man. Like I've literally been on dates with like Hispanic chicks. They'd be like, wow.
What's up, Andre Hatchett? I'll go ahead.
Like, man, like I'm pretty sure you dated interracially, and they talked about this on the I think what's the brother's name? Derek Jackson. Darren Sharp. Is that his name?
Darren Sharp. Donovan Sharp.
Donovan Sharp. Yeah. He had a big hangout with like him, Kevin Samuels, Minister Jap, and a whole bunch of heavy hitters, right? And they was talking about how, say a lot of those Mexican chicks, all they wanted some tacos and some damn Coronas. You know what I mean? And so it's like the competition, dude, is hard for them to compete with that, man. You got no attitude, submissiveness, femininity, and then these women have less expectations in terms of finances.
Where black men have to overcome
60% Generation
Z. Can you hear it?
Boundaries to get to you.
What are some of these?
I don't hear it playing.
I know.
I keep forgetting because I have to keep on doing this shit. Like, dang.
So that's why the Gen Z, man. Well, really millennials too, man. Every generation you have more men going out because it's just a better deal on the other side in most cases. That's just what it is.
Shout out to Andre Hatchett. Make sure you check out that notary, especially you live in a bigger city. Even if you don't, learn a new skill. I got that book.
Oh, okay, I see his comment right now. What's up, Andre? Shout out to Andre Hatchett, man. Mobile notary. I need to get that program.
Let me see. See my screen, I act stupid. See my screen, I don't want to show my screen. So yeah, I got that book. This is the one in the state of North Carolina, Notary Public Manual, Secretary of State. You know,
Nice.
incorporate your own shit.
Nice. Did you take the test already?
Yeah,
Didn't we talk about that
I got
on
like
your streams?
yeah, it was a long time ago. I got like 95 on this shit. I was like, I still got it, cramming and everything.
Nice.
Anyway, let's jump on this shit. Get the man, Candace Owens always saying stupid shit, man.
Man, Candace Owens she's just getting her money, man. That's all it's about. Getting up money from her white handlers, her white supremacist handlers.
Yo, if they ever have another Boondock, she needs to be on one. Let's go.
I know a lot of my black friends who are in struggle mode with their man right now.
What are some of these
in struggle? I hate it because I'm cutting it off too quick. Struggle mode, aka he's got the D, but he ain't got the money. Sorry, you chose that.
Just communicating with y'all, like just basically getting into that level to where it's like, hey, not like I said, from what I've seen, it's like, hey, every black dude is like a thirsty nigga or something like that. Or like this nigga's trying to be thirsty, or he's just coming at me for my looks and so forth like that. Obviously, the person is attracted to you in some kind of way to basically gravitate towards you. Like my homegirl, for example, she doesn't check her DMs because there's a lot of thirsty dudes in there. So like some of my homeboys, they be like, hey, yo, can you just get me in contact with her and stuff like that?
Nigga. Oh my God, man, you putting a handicap. Now you see why I had to do what the fuck I had to do. Like I had to make, you know, we down 15 points.
And I'm like, yo, I can do the best I can. Like I can tell her about
timeout.
Like, just be like, hey, yo, here's her number and so forth like that. But it's so many boundaries and obstacles.
Yeah, these motherfuckers, these are MT's motherfuckers, by the way.
Okay, I can understand that. So I have a question. So let's say that you're not in the group of these thirsty guys, right? Do you happen to know a few?
Thirsty guys?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Come on, everybody.
Okay, so you know how they come off, right? And I would say that there's a lot more thirsty guys.
Yep.
That are probably coming at these women to where it gets to the point that.
Yep. So this is why we're going to justify the attitudes that they said they don't have. But go ahead.
Yeah, they are assuming that all men are thirsty, but I feel like on some level, why don't you guys as men go and tell some of these guys how to not come
now
on?
It's our job to regulate these bitches. And this is the dating coach nigga. This is where this comes off. And this is how the game starts. And like I said, man, the problem is, look, I'm not messing with curated, but it should have been like I said, I had to go I was getting fried chicken at this point. This is my
with that approach, and then maybe
MT just let it go free
form. Thirsty dudes and saying, hey, there's a different kind of approach you can give them if you want a different response. So they're not receiving all of us as just thirsty dudes. Like you're making us look bad, and now they think we're all bad.
Well, see, look, it's more non-thirsty dudes than it is thirsty dudes. Trust me.
I actually disagree with that.
Can someone break down what struggle love is? Brandy.
Struggle love is when you're with a man who is earning about $30K a year.
So
right?
What? So you have the 30. Oh, that's what the money is. A financial struggle.
Of course. What would I mean?
All right. So first of all, who the fuck told you get with a man that's making $30K a year? Here's the thing that nobody wants to tell the truth about. Every man brings a value. No, you're definitely welcome, Andre. Every man brings a value to a relationship. So if a man is not providing funds, I mean, even Alan Roger Curry will agree with this. He calls it financially generous. If he's not being financially generous, there's definitely another reason why a woman is with that man, especially if we consider with, aka fucking. Would you agree with this, Jesse?
Ask the question again?
I said, if a man is not being financially generous, as ARC would say, there's definitely another reason why that woman is with that man. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but women are not just with men. So when you say we're struggling, this is struggle love. Like you're in that relationship. So if you choose, and let's be clear here, you have other dudes you could probably monkey branch to, or you can always be single. So nobody's making you be in a struggle relationship. You're getting something out of that. Now, do you want something else? Sure. Do you want something more? Of course, maybe. And I'm not saying you shouldn't. But the reality of the situation is whatever, if you weren't satisfied with that relationship, you would not be in it. So you're clearly the relationship. Every relationship, no matter what it is, has a something that keeps the relationship intact. And once that's gone, cheating starts. The shit's over. I mean, women, motherfuckers are like women are afraid to break up with men today. Like, what are we talking about? Anyway, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, you've got communication struggles. You do. I mean, but what it all boils down to is
That's not a fucking struggle. Stop.
I mean, financials is going to be a part of being the head of the household. Like it just is, right?
Again, why are you all with men that are not the head of the household? And this is where that April Mason video comes in, man. Like, what the fuck?
You got to be able to take care of your woman, and if you guys want to have kids or whatever, like you got to be able to provide. I mean, you what? Go ahead.
My man says our women are not cultured to respect us.
Hey,
Well, you got to ask why they're not. Why?
Here come the pump it up because Ramil here in relationship, kids. I know, fuck that shit. Watch.
They're not respecting you though. Are you like letting your woman wear the pants? I mean, and then we talked about this in our girl chat. Like, there's a lot of Black women who are, go-getters, who are, we have very strong personalities. I mean, that's who we are. I mean, look at your mom and your sisters. I think you said that, Nancy. If you think we have attitudes, who raised you?
Okay. Well,
Well, I'm eating this cinnamon toast crunch like a nigga. Remember what she said, Miss, we don't have attitudes, right? So she just admitted that they do have attitudes. Now we're in the why they have attitudes. Notice what, and I said this on my pre-show. I said what they were gonna do is they were gonna say, hold on. Andre chiming in. This is Andre's guilty pleasure, listen to the, but we appreciate your Andre says those chicks from the panel, that panel that were insane. Yeah, you need to look, Andre, stop. You need to do an interview with MT on your own because the thing is, MT is like, he's in that business sector. He is that dude. This is why I like MT doing this because here's the thing. Normally, I wouldn't recommend me because I can go hardcore. Ramil can be hardcore, but I think Andre, I would love to see Andre, Kevin Samuels on here with these shits. I would love that because it's already established what they got, what they do. Andre does real estate. He has other businesses. You don't need to know how much money he got. Let's just say he may go and he's been doing it. Kevin Samuels, same thing. MT, same thing. Dark skin, older, younger, MT. So we already got that covered. Now, what the fuck are you talking about? Now, it won't be an attitude conversation, but if you're going to talk about like six figures and stuff like that, now we can't make the conversation about all other dudes. And the thing about that I like it about MT is his platform is not going to be so hardcore to whereas Andre's got to be roaring about women getting mad at him if he gets on there and he can kind of, I think, be himself. I'm not saying he wouldn't any other way, but he'd be himself in an environment that's going to kind of, allow that, not like try to force him to kind of say something that's a little bit more hardcore than he otherwise would want to say. Because even the way Brandy presents these questions, these are presentable in a way that he can say, look, at the end of the day, it's this. And I'm just saying, this is the value of MT doing this, but his channel being set up differently. But he said they're insane. Then he said, or he doesn't want to give her the money. Some women, I don't give a dime. Absolutely. And to be fair, I am more willing to take a woman out on a business dinner, even if it's a fat chick that or whatever chick I have no intention of having sex with, not because I'm dealing with her for a money reason, meaning there's something we can do together. I am much more willing because at the very least we have something in common. You see what I'm saying? I would much rather do that than take a chick out here that I'm just, for real. And see, that's the thing that so people like make it like dudes don't want to explain. That's not what it is. I'm not like most of these chicks ain't even carry a conversation like that to be warning all this bullshit. But anyway, let's go.
So we got to have the extremists.
Yeah. Right. So for the guy that said our women aren't cultured to respect us, is your mother an example of that? What is she an example of? Is she a cultured woman that respects men?
Oh Lord.
Hell no. Actually, my mom doesn't like women. She said your mother argument. I love that.
They always bring up the mother, right?
I talk about people's moms all the time. I can talk about my dad. Y'all can talk about your dads. Like it doesn't have to be mom thing.
So would y'all be okay with a man controlling your life? Just put it that way. Just answer that.
Controlling it in what sense? Like what aspect? Like
so if you're saying that he's the head of the household,
Okay.
So basically, you're putting them up here.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you look at
Code
it,
for
the top
you
player, or say
defer.
like let's use basketball for
They're
example.
lying, by the
Usually the best
way.
player is the team captain, like one of the team captains. He basically makes all the decisions, makes all the plays.
Ramil should have been stepped in this bitch.
Are y'all okay with falling back and being like, okay, like, hey, he's like, hey, yo, make sure you got these dishes done, do this, boo, blah blah blah, do all this.
Yeah, I would be as long as
I'm the man of the house, and I'm able to make all the decisions now.
as long as my man is taking care of the house, and that involves financials. That involves making enough money.
I feel like if you are in certain women roles,
if my man is earning like $30,000, if he's earning $60,000, that's not enough money for me to sit at home.
This gold digging bullshit. Hold on 1 second. Turn, man, fucking pause. This shit never pauses when I wanted to pause. All right. First of all,
the compromise act. So like,
there are certain women roles, and that is where the compromise is. I think people need to redefine what those roles are.
Okay.
Which is code for you want to define them. But yeah, no, you should hit him up because I think because first of all, he has an international, his audience is international, and you can see what the motherfuckers that call in. This is not a red pill group.
So if you're like,
but no, I would definitely hit him up. I think you all got a lot of mixing of audiences and exposure, and even with conversations like these, I told Master Teacher Andre that these things should be more angled into like a freakonomic topic base. So that way it's not so much, oh, what black men do, what black men do. So versus we have an understanding as to where black men are. Because if you notice, I'm not lying about how many black men got money.
You're at the top. So like, why
so
are you going to let me?
Now, as far as what they were just talking about is, you know, what she was just talking about, and this is why I'm gonna get your opinion on this. This is a gold digging mindset. She's talking about lifestyle spending. She wants a lifestyle. And at the end of the day, your box, you don't have the box is not enough for lifestyle. The only reason why these old motherfuckers, these women get it on the sugar daddy, because these are old dudes. So they don't really have their physicality to lean on. And to be fair, Glenn and Cameron's 50. Kevin Samuel's 50. They not sugar daddy and that shit. Glenn and Cameron has a I'm about to contradict myself. I'm about to contradict myself, but whatever. Glenn and Cameron has a course teaching dudes how to play the sugar daddy game with white women, only giving them like $200 $300, like $200 a month. These are white women. You know, so what the fuck? And he's not even bored tricking like that, but he said the price is so low. Yeah, no, I'll let him know you might reach out because Jessica X got on this video because I told him about her, and I've been telling him about a couple of other dudes like Yusef, and then obviously you. Yeah, he is cool. I mean, he's very approachable. He lives in the UK. He's very approachable. I don't know him like that. You know, he Solo is who he knows as far as before his channel got put up there, and he's very responsible. I've been talking back and forth with him, and he's a mutual fund guy. He's got money. Economics, he's an economics, he's got a degree in economics, going back to school, so very well-rounded dude. So it's definitely, especially with the type of motherfuckers because Andre be knowing motherfuckers to be having like 32 unit apartments and shit. You the type of motherfucker he want to connect with. And to be fair, some of the dudes, if you go to the end of this video and hear some of the dudes that come on, these are your dudes. Not to say I'm not, but I like to keep my shit kind of on the low. But anyway, notice how I mentioned Ramil. But no, and Ramil's another dude too, because I think because Ramil does wholesale real estate. So absolutely. And I'll send him your social media so he can kind of but go ahead.
Yeah, that's why I saw Ramil. Him and Kevin used to do a show for a couple weeks, the Lions Den or something like that, where they'll have a lot of business people call in. So yeah, Ramil seemed kind of cool. He brother a little on the hood side, but he be holding it down, man. He be holding it down.
No, Ramil got a business tip
too.
Yeah, and if you go to his Patreon, he is on the business tip. He's got digital marketing videos too, like kind of teaching people, kind of like if you're a business owner, you're trying to get into it. He's got stuff how to do this, how to do that. So most of his Patreon, I thought his Patreon would be like that real ratchet, but most of his Patreon is actually business stuff. As far as as far as the 60,000 isn't a lot of money. Okay, let's keep it all the way real. when we're gonna have the $100,000 debate, you know, black people think in income, they don't think in wealth. Understand that there's 5 regions, United States. You have the West Coast, you have the kind of what I call greater Midwest, which is like your Las Vegases and Arizonas. You have your Northeast, you have your Southwest, and then you have your Midwest. And I would consider the greater Midwest is like Texas, Colorado, Arizona, and Nevada is like some notable examples. I even throw Tulsa in there, and then you got the industrial Midwest. I'm separating this way for cost of living purposes. So if you make $60,000 and you live in the Southwest, I mean that's solid money. But if you live in the Northeast, that's not a lot. If you live in the West Coast, it's not a lot. So
it just depends on your lifestyle, man. I mean, most places in the US, if you 60,000, a couple, you could live a decent middle class lifestyle, right? But these women don't want that.
These niggas have been losing. Fuck.
Wait, what happened?
Like I done seen 3 black men get submitted and KO'd. Y'all niggas are fucking up there. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. Atlanta. Yeah, can you hear me? Hello? Y'all press 1 if y'all still see the video. Press 1 if y'all can still see the video. Okay, appreciate it. So yeah, you may have to pop back on if you don't hear me, Jesse. But all right, appreciate y'all. Yeah, he'll pop back on. Oh, okay. Yeah, he'll jump out and come back. But anyway, like I was saying, if I fall back, that shit was funny as fuck. Anyway, like I was saying, so it depends. And see, the problem is we're not on the same page with any of this shit. And being that Master Teacher is a travel channel and a fucking finance channel, you would think that like that's the type of shit that gets say, okay, we're gonna stop and we're gonna explain that, so the very least we're on the same page with what that is. So you've been living in Atlanta is obviously is a city, gentrification, people moving there, it's a little bit expensive. So yeah, I get what she's saying about 60,000, but if you're making 89, but here's another thing too. I'm not lifestyle spending with you. Let's keep this all the way fucking real. I'm not what we're talking about. If we are gonna have a sexual conversation, we're not fucking talking. I'm not talking about raising a family with you. I'm talking about fucking. That's what I'm talking about. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. So when you talk about head of household, like you act like you giving your box up for head of household. 73% single mother. Get the fuck out of here. 50% single motherhood with white women. We are, body counts. Y'all, shut the fuck up. The fuck are you talking about? So they're moving the goalposts back and forth on some straight bullshit. So anyway, let's keep this going.
I have a problem letting you call the
I don't even. No, I don't have a problem with it unless if you can call the shot.
She will play within her women role as long as you fulfill your men role and be a provider. And have
These are lies. Stop lying.
Else to do but be the woman of the house and cook and clean. And
okay, again, she's African. That doesn't count. She shouldn't be in this conversation.
And if you don't have a fucking clue, I'm not gonna follow you.
That's what women have to trust. That's the thing I think men forget is that women, we will follow you, we will be submissive to you, but you have to be a leader, and we have to trust that you're like.
Ramil ain't even talked yet.
What your goals, like Brittany said, like if you don't have
you don't need that to give up the box. What the fuck are you talking about? The niggas you fucking ain't telling you your goals. Shut the fuck up. Why y'all saying that?
We're gonna be like, I don't know if I really rock with that. And if you're a boss woman, you'll probably go ahead.
Like they always go to that bullshit, that fucking Essence magazine. Oh, I went on to see your goal. That shit ain't making your pussy wet. You ain't sucking dick over goals. And if you do, that's that potential bullshit for the dudes that look good that you want to fuck anyway. Fuck you talking about? And they really be saying that shit like on command. Yeah, I'm gonna have to jump back in. I'm gonna have to jump back in there. This shit. Anyway, I know this shit like jinky as hell, man. This is making me mad. So anyway, what do you think about that?
I'm not sure if it was on my end of the stream, but it was kind of Borging and stuff. So I had to jump out and jump back in. But what was the gist of what she was saying?
Basically, what she was saying is, they want a guy that has goals, that has this, that has that, and I'm like, nobody, they're talking about relationships. And I'm like, dudes are trying to fuck. And at the end of the day, dudes are not necessarily going to, like, first of all, I'm not interviewing you. You're not interviewing me, bitch. Like, let's keep this all the way real. I'm not about to disclose what all my goals are or what the fuck I want to do. Just keep it fucking real. If I tell you some shit, that might go over your fucking head. Like take Andre for example. Andre ain't necessarily going to volunteer the fact that he owns his real estate fucking portfolio. He may not even volunteer that notary school. Now, granted, depending on what a sister's trying to do, he may try to throw a leg up, but I don't know how he operates with chicks. He's trying to be in relationship. But I know Andre ain't out here throwing out his shit like that, because Andre knows more than me that attracts chicks that don't want you for your shit, but want you for what you can. Because understand something. Gold digging is not about gold digging for just money. Gold digging is also about clout chasing. For instance, let's take this dude here, Clarence. He's a photographer. The reality is you could try to finesse getting some really good pictures out of him to put on the gram. There's a monetary value to that based on his services rendered. Now, I have no problem with that if you giving pussy up for it, because we're bartering at that point on something that I value. But if you just gonna sit here and think you're gonna be my friend, I'm like, no, bitch, you're gonna have to. If we're gonna play that game, who the fuck do you know? Meaning, do you know other bitches that I might be able to fuck or that I might be able to actually charge? What your girls? Go, give me your girls and give me your Rolodex, and I want to see pictures. That's what I want to see. Well, I don't feel comfortable. Well, bitch, I don't feel comfortable with you being in my face. Fuck out of here. So because you wasted my time. Because you know what? I'll be in a friend zone with you if there's some money in it or if there's some networking in it. I've done that before. In fact, I should do a video about how to win in the friend zone.
All right, you just got to bring some value. Bring some value.
But understand that you gonna bring something. Remember what I've always told y'all. It's either we fucking, I'm making money, or you networking, or we're related. So you get a pass for all of that. And if you're not fulfilled checking any of those boxes, you're not in my face. Like your presence is not needed. Anyway, let me know if y'all can hear it. Press 1 if y'all can hear it.
I don't have a problem letting you call the plays.
I don't even.
Okay, also, as far as talking about the calling the plays bullshit, all that shit, I already know Andre did. Because you seem like you kind of a low-key person. You're not volunteering that information. I already know. And folks, and first of all, if you see dudes that are telling you what they got like that, then chances are they ain't got is they lying. They lying.
Facts.
They lying, or they're pushing it up higher than what it really is. Also, this idea of letting you run the relationship and all of that shit should be heir apparent based on you being cooperative. This idea, first of all, men are not trying to tell you jump up and you say how high. That's not what black men are asking. Black men are asking for cooperation. This is what submission is to us. And if you want to be in constant rebellion and you think I'm supposed to see, that's the SWP shit. Talk about I'm supposed to buy you off. Understand something. It's just like imagine a video model 10, 15 years old talk about what the fuck they won't do. You know what they're going to do? They're going to say, you know what, sweetie, come over here. I want to show you something. You see that fucking line just around the corner? Like niggas that want to buy Jordans? Those are chicks. I can count at least like about 10 that look better than you. You're here because you gave some good don't. But understand, I can pay you for the day and then you'll never work in this industry again. I promise you that. So what do you want to do? Because I'm not asking you to do something. I'm just asking you to pop that thing. Understand, this ain't act like I'm asking you to do a porn video. You better kiss my ass. Shit. And this is before OnlyFans now. And nowadays, when you got OnlyFans, one good music video can set your ass up. These dudes ain't stupid. You think these dudes are starting to get smart. They're like, oh, you got to give up this, boss. Because I know you're going to give it up this one time, so you can have an OnlyFans account. You think I'm playing? You know how many of Nick Cannon's chicks got an OnlyFans account? Nick Cannon's wilding out chicks, it's like a third of them. Like dead ass. These dudes like these women may be winning at first. Even a lot of the porn industry is starting to realize, oh, y'all can make y'all own content. Okay, so now I'm about to charge you less because now I know we're gonna play the promotional game. That's bullshit. No, it's not. I'm not 360 dealing your ass. Or if you notice, they're starting to put chicks on contracts now. They start like the game, just like in music, the game changes. These dudes are not playing with y'all.
No, I don't have a problem with it unless, if you can call the shot.
Okay, here's I hate to cut it off again. This is the truth. The truth is you have to ask Brandy, what's your price?
And cook and clean.
How much?
At that point,
then Brandy gonna say, "What you said I'm a hoe?" Well, this is a negotiation.
And if you don't have a fucking
clue, bitch, you don't need to know what. No.
That's your woman has to trust. Like that's the thing I think men.
You don't need to know. I'm not telling you none of that shit. We're keeping the mystery. How much? What do you think I'm a hoe? No, you keep saying that. I want to know what your price is.
Is that women? We will follow you. We will be.
That's bullshit.
You have to be a leader, and we have to trust that we have to trust your vision. So if we're like, hey, what's your vision? What's your goals? Like Brandon said, like if you don't have a good answer, then we're gonna be like, I don't know if I really rock with that. And if you're
I would have been like, so all these 73% single motherhood, what percentage of these niggas gave these hoes a vision board? You give me a number.
Yeah.
You about to tell me that bullshit. So what they finesse you? You telling me they finessed you out of waiting 9 months for a kid, on a vision board? Y'all, half of y'all talk about y'all don't give enough child. Y'all act like y'all are getting taken care of with child support. Y'all are waiting for that that earned income check just like every other broke chick. Shut up. Now maybe Nicole, she makes over every $1,000, so she starts doing that, but that's not every black woman. So what
it's funny how intellectually dishonest these bros be, man. Like the shit they be sounding, it sounds good, right? It sounds good, but we know it's bullshit.
Yeah, first of all, Nicole, Nicole, I'm not trying to say Nicole is not an ugly female, but let's keep it real. Nicole is not a chick. Nicole shit. And obviously if she makes $80,000, then she's either in corporate America. She's probably in corporate America. So understand that the type of dudes that she's even going to be around is even equal to that. Well, they already got women chasing her. They got women that ain't making that trying to come through. They probably look better than her. So we know you got weed. It's okay.
Facts.
But I'm not about to beat you up for that because her skin looks clear. She ain't wilding completely the fuck out on some absolute ratchet shit. So I'm not about to. Man, motherfuckers ain't jumping for hoops for you like that. At the end of the day, if a dude is approaching you, you actually dealing, you already know what they coming with. The question is, are they coming with the looks? So don't fucking come at me with this bullshit about your vision for all that. Because I can tell you right now, when I talk to females as far as going out on a date, I don't talk about that shit. You know why? Because that's the fastest way to basically be paying for a date that I'm not gonna pussy with. Like, let me get no pussy for talking about my business. Understand something. Most dudes are nerds about what they like. Like, I'm sure if I talk to Andre, I ain't trying to put your name out there. I'm gonna give you some promotion. Shout out to Andre. Make sure y'all subscribe to this channel. I'll put the link in there too. I'm sure Andre will be a fucking nerd about talking about real estate, going in all to the details. Well, maybe not, because Andre knows how valuable that information is. But like, if he's dealing with somebody that, like, maybe let's say it's a female that he knows at least is a equal, at least is in the industry and blah blah blah. I'm passionate about what internet marketing. So, but we know that's not necessarily some shit that chicks want to hear. That shit is boring as fuck. You know, so like shit like that is boring. Like the details of wholesale real estate and all that shit, and the details of dealing with, you know, getting mortgages. I mean, shit. I did that video about credit versus. Oh, Andre, I needed you. These motherfuckers are anti-credit, cash only. That's who I needed. I need a real estate motherfucker. Ramil is wholesale, so he ain't.
Oh hell no.
He get that. These niggas, all these niggas was like no credit. They was on some Dave Ramsey bullshit. Like they was on some straight, like MT, and that's
credit is one of the most important parts of capitalism. Man.
The MT will cut. Look, MT, you want to see him give a scowl on his face? Talk about credit. That's the one thing I'm telling you up front. Yo, this is Andre Hadget's channel. Make sure y'all subscribe to it. You know, Andre should definitely, you know. But
MT don't like credit either.
No, he don't like credit. MT is a cash only. He is a cash only nigga. Nigga. He is pro cash. Like these Maggles are pro only. Oh, I was on my own. And the thing about it is, I said, look, I understand that like black people or people in general use it from a consumption basis. So that I'm gonna give you. But there are other reasons to have credit. Like even a lot of jobs don't like to hire you at these higher income levels if your credit is jacked up. So I'm not saying, so you need to have it because literally MC got a post talking about, you know, he basically said, nigga, hold on, let me show you. Because if I tell you, it sound like I'm like, it'll sound like I'm trying to, not making it up. No, it's not that bad. I mean, I get it. He has his position. Right. He, you know, and I get his position. But what I'm saying is, you know, and we weren't really arguing it. We were just putting all our points there. That was a civil conversation. But
I mean, it's cool because it's like, you know, credit is needed at a certain level in the game. You know what I mean? Like, especially when you talk about business. Like really getting into business. And
why do you need credit? Why don't you just buy the building?
Oh, man. You have to have that leverage, man. You have to have that. You have to use that leverage with that credit, man.
Yeah, see, we're gonna do a part 2, and then I'm gonna get you, and we're gonna do a part 2. And honestly, Andre, if you want, that's probably a good way to go in there. We'll do a part 2 and brings. I say I got some reinforcements because you didn't give me enough time.
So I'm building my business credit for my company right now, man.
And that's like, he don't even want to hear that business credit.
Shit.
You know, I mean, he wasn't being rambunctious about it. Okay, so see what? Let's see. This is what it is. I want you to see it, not like make me. So how do y'all explain? And keep in mind, this is a dude. I don't know if he's a millionaire, if he's close. He's got mutual funds. He's got all that website, all that. So this is not somebody just talk about this shit in theory. I just want to be very clear about that. You know, dude has lived in the UK. This is what he said. He's lived in the UK. He's in the UK right now, 10 years. You know, and he's from America. So I mean, I'm just, you know, this ain't. I want to be clear about that. But how do y'all explain this? This chart is a study from Yale University. We need to do better finances. Stop borrowing money we don't need. And I'm gonna tell you, I agree with this to a certain extent because Tone Talks talks about this. Can't stand Tone Talks, but this is one thing I do agree with, that folks have this false sense of how much money they have.
Antonio No Hope More.
Yes, but I do think that black people live on like though their sense of credit is not what it is, and they need to focus more on cash. But
that's the difference, Edward. Let me say this: there's a difference between using credit to leverage for business and wealth building than using credit to buy shit you can't afford. That's what a difference comes in, and that's the difference between, like, you know, how other groups leverage credit to build business and to buy assets, right?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
I can agree. I can agree with it in terms of, you know, don't use credit to like buy, you know, expensive watches, consumer spending. Yeah, consumer spending. Don't use it necessarily for that, but use it to help you build wealth faster.
Yeah, and I mean that's the difference between and again, it was a great, like, you check the video out. It's on this thing. It was like it was a good video. But you know, I was alone. Because Ramil was on that no credit side. Don't give these niggas credit, but they don't know what to do with it. That was what he was saying, you know. And he's not necessarily wrong, but again, right. I kept saying you need to have the financial education. You need to have that, and I understand that. But at the same time, man, folks weren't taught about credit at the house, and I get it. It's not that fucking hard. That's what I was saying.
I always say this. What I always say about credit is like fire, right? You can use fire to cook you some food, keep you warm, or you can use that shit to burn your damn house down. You just gotta know what you're doing.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, we getting through it. I mean, it's just, and like I said, I'm gonna do it as long as I feel like it. So anyway, I just wanted to show you, like I said, 28 subscribers. Yeah, do you really need a credit score? Like that's like I'm like, nigga, what? So
that's that Dave Ramsey, Susie Orman type stuff right
and
there.
I told him, I said, nigga, man, look, I get it, but damn that. I come from the Glendon Cameron School. Like, no, but like I told him I'm gonna come the fuck back and I'm gonna have some reinforcements. You ain't gonna hit me like fuck that shit. But no, it was a good conversation. It wasn't like
let me know when y'all have part 2 of that, man, because I'll be down for some credit talk. Anything business or wealth building, marketing.
Let me see. I hate that this is doing this. And I got this on 1.4. Like, why are you doing this to me? Like, you making me look broke. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, man. I be abusing my computer.
So it look like you got that Cricket wireless, man.
Yeah, like this is direct TV. And see, I got a fiber optic thing I just found that out. I can put a fiber optic in here. Fuck that, get that AT&T.
Does it always happen like this when you
No, I know it doesn't. It doesn't.
If you're down here and if I'm up here, like who is wearing the pants?
So they act like they're being assigned these fucking relationships. The fuck are you talking about? Let's let it play.
Money controls your submissiveness.
I'm not saying
that's what I'm just saying.
See, it took him forever to say it. Name your price.
We're asking you, as your woman, are they gonna have to work? If they have
all right, hold on, everybody.
Nancy don't need to be in this damn conversation because Nancy is African. I keep saying that. So she's coming at that shit completely different. And she's trying, see, I hate that shit. I even jump on these UK folks when they do that shit. Anyway.
But look, the whole thing about her is, man, why does she, as an African woman, act like, African men?
And really she don't date
money like that.
Exactly. She don't even date African American men.
Because listen, they do. Okay, so they do have African men with money, right? They are African men that.
Well, she compete. Well, they got multiple lives. They got multiple wives having them motherfuckers. They not being shit. Not all of them, but you know. But
look, let me keep it real with you, Edward. Though. Even the men that have multiple wives, it's not a lot of those men aren't even rich, to be honest with you. Like a lot of in Africa, man, if you get multiple wives, there's no expectations for you to be wealthy. You just have to make sure you take care of them.
Yeah, she bullshitting.
So really in Africa, man, it's all about being able to do like the bare minimum, right? So food, clothing, shelter, and water. As long as you can do that, they'll let you marry how many women you want.
Nancy's gonna have a problem getting a nigga to make 30,000. Nigga, you understand it? Like, if I'm in a call center 500, no. Like, let's stop that.
Because we the African Americans, we're the wealthiest black people collectively.
He said that there's some disrespect going on in the chat.
I don't think so.
We had one more.
My man, a lot of y'all are like one-sided.
Yeah, my man says, does being raised masculine by women make it right now that men prefer women with feminine energy? Being raised, yeah.
I don't understand.
He said, does being raised masculine by women make it right?
Masculine though? Like, what does that even mean? So are you saying that because I'm independent? And
oh my God, where the fuck are you from? Like, she is so now black women are not masculine. See, and understand, I'm not even on. Oh my God, man! I just hate the.
Because I have my own thoughts.
Sorry,
that makes me masculine. Like, I think we need to define like what is masculine energy versus feminine.
And see, that's the problem.
There's a difference between being assertive and being masculine, but black women rarely know the difference. And I know black women that do know the difference. Like, and I, bring up Erica. Erica knows more than a lot of dudes as far as the shit that she deals with. But the way, and she can communicate that to establish that. Like, listen to how she talks, and that's an example of. I wouldn't even say she's necessarily assertive. I mean, obviously she's assertive, but that's the difference. But whatever, man. Whatever.
See, it's funny because You know, BGS did a video within the last couple of months talking about how black women don't understand feminine energy or masculine energy. Yeah. And that's true as hell. Because what is the biggest complaint you've heard black American women say about African men?
They're too patriarchal.
They're too aggressive.
Yeah, they're too patriarchal. Yeah, and that's why black women don't hop to other cultures. Same thing with Caribbean dudes. Caribbean dudes, you know, they not putting up with that bullshit either. Not that they're not as aggressive, but the thing is, they ain't got no problem throwing these chicks away if they on that bullshit.
Cause you gotta realize, I mean, you know, we gotta admit as black American men that most of what we show as masculinity is kind of like watered down masculinity based on the feminism and stuff like that. I'm not saying
I get what you're saying.
If you as a collective compared to African men, oh man, we put up with so
and they
much
can't
bullshit.
If
they did the shit that they do with us with African men, no telling what type of shit happened, bro. It'll definitely be some.
I always say this: you cannot fix a spoiled child. You can't fix a spoiled child in the same environment you spoiled them in. This is a unique thing. No, Shane, stop, Shane, because this is just a video that we did. I mean, we did a credit video too. This is not representation of even like 10% of his content. He just now started doing this, so stop.
Edward, Andre said if you give it African women $700 a month, many will love and admire you.
Yeah.
Shit, I say you give them $100 a month.
Yeah, but seriously, you absolutely right, and that's the thing, man. So when Nancy understand, whatever, let's keep it going.
You know, maybe black man wants a woman to just like not have an opinion, not have an views. But see, that's embedded in the black woman. The black woman is very strong, opinionated. We're gonna, and why wouldn't you want a woman like that? Why do you?
There it is.
Do anything too? Like that's just
baby.
Like, that's not a good life.
Yeah, hold on. You just contradicted yourself because you're saying why would you want a woman that you can slap around? Like we ain't talking about physical, but basically you're in a realm of controlling. Something like that. So you got to decide. All right. Let's let he. There's like verses.
Yeah, so it's a question. Let's start back from the beginning. It's a question: do black females have attitude? Y'all talking about the realm of dating, but yes, they do in every aspect of life. Bad customer service.
Thank you.
I'm just saying, bad business partners.
Especially at lower level retail.
It's like every fucking time I gotta pause this bitch in order to get it going. Anyway, make sure y'all subscribe to Andre's channel. Don't bullshit. No, y'all better jump on there because, and in fact, I gotta jump on there and get some good interviews because Andre be having some good interviews. Andre's like Dynas. And Dynas is where I found kind of Dan. So yeah, Andre be getting some killer interviews. But as far as the thing about why you want to black men who the see Brandy, who the fuck, like I'll say Brandy, who the fuck are you talking to? You show me one motherfucker that is under 40 years old that's saying they want a woman to just sit down and shut the fuck up. Like who the fuck? Black men do not want that. Like what are you talking about? And the black men don't even deal with Asians like that because of that reason. They don't know how to handle a chick that does that. They say, bitch, speak. Fuck is wrong with you? What do you want? You know, I ain't say they get mad like that, but dudes be like, yeah, they. So that's not true. What she said was a bold face fucking lie.
Yeah, most black American men, I mean, we accept the bare minimum, man.
Well, what I'm saying is the only thing that black men expect from black women is to be cordial, be cordial and to treat them with human decency. Black men are not out here she sounds like she trying to talk to like African dudes or something. She and Brandy knows this. So what Brandy said, that shit was a
she's just being disingenuous.
No, fuck that. She's lying. That was a lie. That's a lie. And I would have said it I said, Brandy, unless you're not from America, I don't know who the fuck you talking about. Like what city are you in? Atlanta with all these them gay back dudes? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, are you fucking kidding me? That's gynocracy central. Like, are you serious? It sounds like you're talking about the black community. Like you. So were you raised? I would be like, so were you raised around black people? Like seriously, were you raised? Did you go like an all white? Why are you getting my black? Because the way you talk about black people is as if you were you're like Kobe from another fucking country that just happened to be dropped in this bitch. Because the shit you saying is not lining up.
Right.
You know why? Look. Roger said, "Why wouldn't you want a loud, strong woman?" Like, look, personally, here's the truth, and this is another thing I would have said. You know, I actually gravitate towards assertive women. You know, the women that I have dated, they half. But the women I have dated assertive women, but I know women that I'm talking about women that left that I broke up with, and they got dudes and been married. I got quite a few women that I have dated that either are married now or they're on the path to being married. Not because they dated me, but it tells you the type of motherfuckers I deal with, light skin, dark skin, whatever. The point being, I have dated women that are assertive, but they know how to turn that shit off. They know when to do it, when not to do it, and they are always logical with their assertion. So I'm having a logical argument with somebody. And black men have if you are saying some shit and you are having a logical argument, most black men do not have an issue with that. Or it becomes very apparent if they do. So I'm like, so it sounds like what she's talking about is with the dude she wants, she can't pull that same. Why would you want? Because even with Brandy's not being loud and obnoxious. Brandy's being fucking stupid.
Well, you know what? Well, how about this, Edward? I think maybe she's specifically talking about the guys that she wants. Because I will admit, right? Black American men don't want that shit, but the Black American men that are making 6+ figures definitely want this.
Black shit. American men that are making
that
6+
is the distinction.
Kevin can speak to that
people,
more.
You know, brothers like Kevin Samuels, you know, making high 6 figures.
I can't speak for that, but there's a difference between being loud and obnoxious and you giving your opinion. What black men want as far as patriarchy is they want deference. They want a woman. At the end of the day, we can talk about it, but at the end of the day, what I'm saying is going. Now, I will take what you're saying into account and try to bridge the gap as much as it makes sense for me to do so in this situation. But I'm not about to cater to your ass. So if you say something, you say like 4 things, 3 of them are stupid, but this one thing makes sense, then yes. In fact, if let's say a black man is an internet marketer, right? And a black woman, let's say what she does, she's a real estate agent. A black man is going to tell her what he wants if they're dealing with real estate. But at the end of the day, he's not going to defer to her on something he wants. But what he is going to say is he's going to take her expertise into account because it's free fucking expertise. You know, black men don't have this thing where you're a woman. So that's bullshit. Black men are the way.
Because remember, she did say that 60,000 wasn't enough.
Remember, we're in a gynocracy. So you can't have a gynocracy if the men don't submit to that to a certain extent. Otherwise, men will always fight it. And one thing they can't control is men hopping the fence. And men are not hopping the fence in the numbers. They are, but not in the numbers that would suggest that they absolutely have rejected gynocracy. So the point, we have a whole bunch of maggots and shit. So the point is, there are dudes that are in, and see, this is the problem. Here's the issue. This is where I would say Brandy is fucking up more than anything. And I know Andre hears this if he's still listening. On the one hand, you want to sit here and say this is why I'm saying like Brandy, you're being a fucking liar. And I'm gonna say it like this: you on the one hand want to say that you want to be taken care of and all this other shit, but at the same time, you're clearly demonstrating to me that if I had the money, you still would try to insert your opinion and try to finesse that shit. You would try to do it slowly but surely, but you would amp up because this is what you observe white women to do. They play the long game. And this is why I tell dudes, if you're going to deal with them chicks, you better understand they know how to play the long game on your ass. And black men are really not used to dealing with that. They're used to overt bullshit. But Brandy has an agenda. And what it is if you fulfill the dude, you see how she's finessing dude. You can see how she's doing it. See, this is the shit that she's observed. But at the end of the day, she's talking really out of both sides of her mouth. She's talking about, well, you know, you should want a man have attitude. No, it's not about that. It's about at the same time, how are you getting with these guys that can't step up? Because you act like you're not being assigned these men. So clearly you're with these men because of either sexual currency or because they look good. And then you're trying to hope they do some shit later. But at the end of the day, once they're fucking you, that's all they want from you. That's it. So you all are making a whole bunch of assumptions with shit. Anyway, let's go ahead.
I think, maybe black men wants a woman to just like not have an opinion, not have any views. But see, that's embedded in the black woman. The black woman is very strong, opinionated. We're gonna. And why wouldn't you want a woman like that? Why do
you? First of all, no, it's not, because you don't see black women in every culture doing that. That's number one. Number two, as far as I know, she just said it before, but as far as black men have no problem with black female opinions. The problem is you all think you're smarter than black men. As they say in Chicago, bitch, you ain't saying shit. So I don't want to hear your opinion just because of your opinion. Do you have something to add? Are you actually do you actually know more about the fuck I'm talking about? Because if you know more what the fuck I'm talking about than me, then dudes will actually listen to what the fuck you got to say if they want to learn some shit. But other than that, if you're just saying shit because you want to be heard, no, you, especially if I'm not fucking you. And if I am fucking you, well, shit, I've already fucked you. Anyway. Why wouldn't you want that? And then this dude, and God, I'm so mad. I'm so angry at this shit. I always got to restart it. This is making me look real unprofessional. I think what I might need to do, and I'm probably going to do this, is I might need to just do it in another browser. And maybe that might
let me say I'm gonna get off, Edward.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch from the chat room. I want to make sure it's not me.
No, it's not. I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now, it's not you, but I appreciate you coming up here.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. It was a cool hangout. That was a good live stream for MT. It was entertaining, man, and it's like get the perspective and said, it's giving brothers a chance to see what the majority, of Black American women are how they kind of moving and acting out here.
Yeah, I didn't even think it was just
so I think that's smart on his part. Now I will tell you, they do have some. I'm not sure how much you watch Kevin Samuel, but he actually started this Facebook group called In the Mix that he's been promoting, and they got some pretty feminine women up in there. So I give the women up in there props.
It's not impossible to find Black women that are feminine. I mean, I'm not, but at the same time, we're talking about the collective and and another thing too is we're talking about 18 to 35, 36. Like they try to act like, because these are prime dating age. But anyway, all right, man. No, absolutely, man. Yeah, appreciate you for stopping by.
All right, peace, bro.
Yep, peace out. What's up, Hammer? Be on standby.
All right. Can you hear the audio from the video? Because I can't hear it. Let me ask the chat.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm about to do closing because I'm only 20. I know 36 is not prime dating age. Obviously, it's not. But if I say like 18 to 25, I just do that because I don't want nobody arguing with me with that. Because at that point, once you pass 35, I'm gonna do it because we only done 20 minutes. So and this shit about hit 2 hours. It can easily go to 3. There's other streams. So I definitely want to release y'all to do what y'all got to do. Because I got other stuff to do. But yeah. So Hammer, what's up? What are your thoughts on what you've heard so far?
Yeah, man. I'm like, look, so Like I watched the quote unquote pre-show that you did with Solo TV and you and all the other guys, and you sort of broke everything down. But when I watched the show, what was so interesting to me is how uh essentially these chicks were denying things that were just common sense. Because when I heard Brandy say that a chick who's 40 years old is as desired as a chick who's in her 30s, I'm thinking to myself like, if that's like, if you're a chick and you're already like in your 30s and that's what you believe, and at that point I'm like, there's nothing I can tell you. And so it's sad to watch, but unfortunately look, look, I don't care about the beliefs of these chicks. What I'm fearful of is that they're going to teach the younger generation this nonsense. And so,
Oh,
that's just
that's all right.
something.
That ship, yeah, I get what you're saying, but that ship is already sailed.
Mhm. And
So
so,
yeah, yeah. So go ahead.
for guys in my range, I'm a dudes. Because for example, right, even though I currently go to college to be a computer science engineer, there are some guys who I work with on my job, who like, a lot of black men. And bro, I'm seeing it all the day, but a lot of these dudes, like, who are either African American or Caribbean, because where I live is very quote unquote diverse. There's a very diverse black diaspora here, and I'm telling you, bro, these new guys don't give a fuck. Like, what are they doing for producing? Where are they going to become entrepreneurs? A lot of them, I'm telling you, bro, like the attitude, I'm telling you, like, dudes don't even care. And so when I see these live streams and I'm seeing Source TV, Edward, all these niggas, a millennial, Gen X fighting these shit, I'm like, bro, I'm not doing that.
No,
And
I mean, absolutely, yeah, and that's the part of because at the end of the day, I mean, we don't get on here to fight these chicks. I mean, you've seen it. If a woman is talking some common sense and we're having a dialogue, we can have a dialogue. I'm not out here, no matter what they say up is down. That's what they're doing, and they're going out of their way to do it. I mean, this is some basic settled law shit, and it's kind of it is what it is. Because they try to make it seem like, no, you're fighting. The way they always try to make it seem like is that you just fight with women because you just angry at women. That's how they try to frame the argument. And they do that. They do that for a reason. They do that because and a lot of dudes will walk away from this shit, talk about, yeah, man, middle value, don't argue with women. Middle value, don't do that. Well, that's not the point. But anyway.
first of all, I am so happy you brought that up because for anybody in the chat who may not know, my family is actually West African. So so the Irish, and okay, when you look at Nancy, Nancy is a chick who also grew up in an African household like I did. So when I look at her, I can tell that she sort of experienced the same culture shock I did. Because if you're somebody who grew up in an African household, with I guess the gender rules are sort of laid out, it's very conservative. People identify more with the tribes. And so if you grew up in the United States and you come to America, you were literally like thrown into this civil war between black American men and black American women. And so with somebody like Nancy, she's in a situation in which, she knows that all these shit are lies. But see, she's gonna put like, very strange questions at her to make it look like she's supposed to listen to her. But don't be fooled. If she actually grew up in an African household, she knows that a lot of these chicks would not be able to pull the same stuff
Oh,
in her tribe.
absolutely. And I asked her because she was talking about how, well, she dated a couple black men and it didn't work out. So black men are just not ready to deal with a household. And I'm like, black men are not raised that way. So that's the weird stuff you talk about as far as culturally. But what I told her, I said, okay, you have a right to that. You have a right to your opinion. You have a right not to the African American men. And I respect that right. My thing is, and I asked her this, I said, so why don't if that's what black women want, which is the same thing you want, because you have African American female friends, why is it that they continue to still date black men? Because they have the same rights to pursue the stuff that they're pursuing, just like you are. They could date African men, Caribbean men, non-black men. And then we never got around to answering that question because Janae interrupted it.
Yeah. By the way, African men don't want. Look, I hate to say this, and
what I'm saying is they have a right to pursue whatever women, whether they want them or not. I don't know, but I'm saying they don't even go for it. They stick to their men, but they make the same complaint. So it's like if you're gonna make these complaints, then you need to go ahead. If you think you're better than black men, you need to go ahead and demonstrate it. But go ahead.
However, we got to be honest here, okay? They don't look. One thing I've noticed, and by the way, you're obviously aware that African Americans have a very poor image, across really across the world and Africa because of the portrayal. Now, living in the United States, I've come to realize that's not everybody, right? But at the end of the day, we got to be honest here. The reason why, and something I've noticed that the reason why a lot of African American black women, right? Because we have to make a decision. The reason they complain is because they understand they can't go anywhere else. They understand. Look, bro, I have talked to African American young men here, and just how soft and just how cooperative they are is unbelievable. That, for example, right? The current judge I hold, right? There's this young African American guy I met. He lives in the East Coast and he's very conservative. He's actually somebody who's actually in the black manosphere. I told him, hey, look, bro, you're conservative. I can hook you up with a chick from Africa. You can, be a man of the household. And bro, I'm telling you, this dude, even though he understood the black manosphere, even though he understood the situation, it's like the matriarchal programming is so strong. He is like, and African American black women, they're so used to being with, they raise up men who are so cooperative that when those men go to other tribes, it's easy for them to get women of other cultures because they're not as patriarchal. And I started to notice that. While for them, they can never hop anywhere else. And so that's why a lot of my African American friends, male friends, I'll hook them up with African chicks, and these chicks love them, and these dudes, it's like they're so nice. Oh, don't talk to her like that, man. I'm like, you need to work 50-50. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, but like, how are you this nice and cooperative? But see, I have to pull myself back and realize that, oh, it's because a lot of these dudes are raised in matriarchal households. Now, that helps African American men because okay, if you have a chick,
Yeah, because men can adjust to be more patriarchal. They can turn it up
yeah,
yeah, versus I get it, but go ahead.
yeah. So in other words, like it helps. And so this is a real sort of reason why African American men can date out men more easily. If you have a chick like Nancy who grew up in a very rigid patriarchal home, right, where her dad is putting down the foot, the men in her culture put the foot down, and then she meets with one of my African American male friends, and the dude is about, hey, I want to cooperate with you. I want to work 50-50. I'm like, she's going to be much, much more a submit. Okay, okay. It's going to be a whole lot easier for him to get that African chick to deal with him compared to the African American chick to deal with an African man. I'm saying, because for her, she's actually getting a better deal. Okay, this dude can provide, and he's not going to be
Yep, and that's the only thing she was crying about. She kept on talking about, oh, black men can't provide because a lot of black men are not willing to do that because they're not in that conservative culture like that. But go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm like, okay, but another thing we also need to understand is that one thing I've realized growing up living that is that a lot of the women here in America, I've started to notice, they purposely, I guess you could say, fuck up the boys growing up. I've noticed this, like an
Yeah.
African mom, like coming to Africa, even because a lot of times the way Africans look at that, they won't all be here all at once. Like the dad will get here first, the mom will get here first. Even if the mom gets here first with the son, she will be rigid on her board. She will put them through school. Like her goal is to make them patriarchal men. No BS, none of that stuff. And she'll bro, she'll take all the money out of her bank account to put them to school and make sure they succeed. But what I realized, and see the reason why African women do that or other women do, because they understand that the men in your culture are a reflection of you. So if you make sure that your boys become strong, then they can take care of you when you get older. However, what I've realized in the African American is that for some reason, it's almost as if the girls are promoted in the family.
Well, no,
So
they do that because they're reinforcing they're doing that because they're reinforcing the gynocracy. That's the cycle. You have to weaken the boys and promote the girls in order to keep that cycle going. Now, ironically, that does not work because those women are not as capable of taking care of the females. But see, what doesn't fuck them up is these other women, the government takes care of them when they get older, so they don't feel that penalty enough for that to be that much of an issue. That's why it keeps happening. But yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I've noticed. It and by the way, I really only ever see this in black because even in quote unquote white culture, they typically try they put the boys above the girls. They focus most of their energy on the boys. Most cultures do this because they understand a man is going to be more successful in sort of gaining resources in the world. If you put okay, if you have a family, you put all your effort on the boy so that when he gets success, we can take care of the family and the girls as well too. But see, it's like that concept is lost. Now you
Well,
are
yeah,
right.
and that's how, and the reason why I'm saying because what you have to understand is black women are in on it. Black women always present this shit like they're a victim of circumstance, and they'll put, but in the reality is intergenerationally they definitely contribute to a lot of this shit, and they definitely are aware of it, and this is why they always try to act like when dudes try to get away from it, it's a betrayal. And even, but see, you got to remember, we can't even this like the conversations we've been having with master teacher, master BGS wouldn't even fucking engage in. He would actually would have ended the conversation if somebody was coming that fucking stupid. Because at the end of the day, it's like, you've demonstrated you're not really here to have a conversation. You're just here just to say you don't, because I'm gonna say it like this: black women, like for instance, you would never hear Brandy say this shit around white men. You wouldn't, because
Oh yeah.
she would never come to them. It's a form of a lack of respect, even coming into the conversation like this, to the point where it's almost like the point is, why am I even talking to you? Because clearly you don't want to be in a conversation. And again, they have too many. This is why they're in a unique environment that allows them to do this. And again, it is unfortunate, because when you see this shit, like the dudes that have shit that can go are going. This is why you talk about ain't no dudes with money. It's not that ain't no dudes with money. Ain't no dudes fucking with y'all like that. Like, and y'all can try to act like y'all got all these options because y'all making money. But understand that, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, it is what it is.
And sort of to wrap up, because you say you shut down
Yeah.
the show, but to wrap up and end off with this, growing up in the United States, I've always pondered, oh my God, why is it that the chicks here treat the men so differently? And after 20 years, I've finally come to the realization why. Black American women in America, or Black American men in America, are in a very unique position. No other group of women have the ability to sort of go to a higher power to check their men. In other words, if a woman in Nigeria gets out of pocket,
Yep.
she can't call 911 to a white police officer. She has to deal with Nigerian men. While in America, an African American woman can always call the quote unquote white cop. So that's why for me, whenever I hear these arguments of the women comparing African American men to Africans, it's like, it's not like, are you ladies sure that's what you want? Because if you truly want to live in Africa or these other patriarchal societies, you need to understand you're not going to be able to go to 911 and call the cops. If you got a hand, you're going to smack across the face and it's your fault. So anyway, I'll leave you with that.
No, absolutely. And this is, and what you said was important, because the reality of the situation is, this is the type of thing, I was on a channel, Aaron Ferris, and shout out to Aaron Ferris, called, Black Men's Travel. And this is a part of what I was talking about. I was saying that black men need to start really promoting, like, what the fuck is really going on and why are we doing what we are doing? It's not that, oh, niggas just say fuck it. It's all this shit. And then in America, this is why dudes are so dead set, the ones that are on traveling, because they're not going to deal with that. And at the end of the day, your first responsibility is to yourself. I would say your family, depending on how much they fucking up or not fucking up. Let me see. Nikisha Merrill says most Africans put their kids in private schools. Most Black Americans go to public. Yeah, but that's not the matriarchy is reinforced at home. The matriarchy is reinforced at home, number one, Nikisha. And also, you would have want to put that prime dating age. Obviously, I know 36 is not a prime dating age. Really, you're out of your prime, in my opinion, at 27. Really. Because men are not really, it's 20. Really, it should be 25 and 26. Yeah. Because men are not supposed to marry women in their 30s. That is not what, because at that point, it's like, okay, think about it. If I marry you at 33, by the time we're having kids, like 2-3 years, you're immediately having a kid. No, that's not how it's supposed to go down. But see, you can't even have the, like, these are, think about it. We were on that video. They literally said, I asked her, I said, so you really trying to tell me that a 40-year-old has more sexual dating options than a 30-year-old? She said, well, it depends. This is the argument that we were having.
Wow.
So, I mean, and at the end of the day, you know, I don't want to establish like my money and shit like that because I got myself compartmentalized. But I will say this. I would love to get like a Kevin and Andre. But you know, Andre, but Kevin will definitely do it. And I want them to say, because Kevin will not stand for that dumb shit. That shit he won't stand for. Because at this point, you know, at this point, and see what you're gonna find, because even in the comments, they would talk about, oh, well, they think all the dudes on there are regular dudes. Y'all are looking at how motherfuckers look. Regular dudes don't do wholesale real estate. Regular dudes don't do what the fuck I do. You know, regular dudes like shit, like you know, regular dudes ain't necessarily on YouTube. So when y'all talk about regular dudes, like y'all, again, it goes to show you. I mean, it's very when you really go into this information, it becomes very obvious as to why black women get the outcomes they get. When people say why, now I know why. It's just a matter of codifying the information so it's easily it's easier communicated. But anyway, I appreciate you showing up. I'll let you get the final word, and then I'm here.
Yeah, and to sort of wrap this up and end the show with this, you know, throughout the entire show, they kept making the argument about a quote unquote man of means. Look, the average man in America, the average person in America makes $30,000 a year. I'm like only the top I think 10% of men in America actually make like 100K. So when they talk about a man of means, you're fighting for a very small percentage of men. Let's be honest here. Most of these chicks, they'll be lucky to get with a guy who's making 50K a year. So I'm like at the end of the day, all this talking is just talking, and and I'll leave it like that.
Yeah, that shit. Only 3% of black men make 6 figures or more. Only 20% of black men, and that's including black immigrants, make 50K or more. So when they talk that shit, I mean, I just know they talk it out their ass. And the thing about it is, anyway. So with that being said, I appreciate everybody for showing up. Make sure you and other than that, thank you so much for choosing. Thanks so I'm about to give y'all my supervisor shit, but thanks so much for showing up, and y'all definitely have yourself a wonderful day. We got some good streams going. Artie Igmore, O'Shea, Jason Black. So, you know, peace out. Peace.